Welcome to Media Studies Simplified. Today we will be discussing a very interesting topic, the Payne Fund Studies, 1929 to 1932. At Media Studies Simplified, our goal is to teach you in a clear and structured way, using easy-to-understand points. We cover all the major aspects of each topic to ensure you gain a complete and confident understanding. In this presentation, we explore the Payne Fund Studies, considered the first major attempt to systematically examine the effects of motion pictures on young audiences. Conducted between 1929 and 1932, these studies laid the groundwork for modern media research. During the late 1920s and early 1930s, cinema had become a dominant form of entertainment in the United States. Children and adolescents were frequently attending movie theaters, raising public concern about the potential impact of films on young minds. In response, researchers were commissioned to explore whether these concerns were valid. It is also necessary to understand why the studies were commissioned. The primary objective of the Payne Fund Studies was to investigate how motion pictures influenced the behavior, attitudes, and emotions of children and teenagers. These studies were driven by growing societal pressure and the need for evidence-based decisions regarding media regulation and censorship. The study required planning and funding. The project was funded by the Payne Fund, a private philanthropic organization. It was coordinated by W. Charters, who oversaw the planning and organization of the research. Over the course of 3 years, 13 independent studies were conducted, making this one of the most extensive early research efforts in media studies. The methodologies used. The studies employed a range of scientific methods, including surveys, content analysis, psychological tests, and physiological measurements such as heart rate and galvanic skin response. These approaches help quantify the emotional and cognitive effects of films on young viewers. There were a huge number of children involved in the study. More than 1,500 children and adolescents participated in these studies. They represented a diverse demographic in terms of age, location, and socioeconomic background. Control groups were also used to draw meaningful comparisons between those exposed to film and those who were not. Some notable researchers who were involved. Prominent scholars contributed to the Payne Fund Studies. Herbert Blumer conducted qualitative interviews, Samuel Renshaw measured physiological responses, and Dale Griffin analyzed the thematic content of films. Each researcher brought a unique focus, contributing to a comprehensive understanding of media impact. The key findings of the study. The results indicated that films had a lasting impact on young audiences. Themes such as romance, crime, and violence were shown to influence attitudes and even behavior. Some children reported sleep disturbances or imitated actions seen on screen, highlighting the persuasive power of film. There were also some prominent assessment and criticisms of the study. While the studies were groundbreaking, they also faced criticism. Some scholars argued that the research overemphasized negative effects and lacked conclusive evidence of causation. Nonetheless, the Payne Fund Studies are recognized for initiating serious academic inquiry into media influence. What was the cultural and academic impact? The findings contributed to increased calls for censorship, influencing policies such as the Motion Picture Production Code, also known as the Hays Code. Academically, the studies supported early theories like the hypodermic needle model, which suggested that media messages have a direct and powerful effect on passive audiences. In summary, the Payne Fund Studies marked a pivotal moment in the history of media research. They highlighted the need for critical evaluation of media content and its effects on youth, a conversation that remains relevant in today's media-saturated world.